Hi, this is Dr. Jenny Byrne. Today, I wanted to take a couple minutes and answer a question that I often get, which is how can I, as a leader, stay mentally sharp and resilient in times of crisis? And I would say crisis probably is best described as a feeling of a change that is unwanted and perhaps unexpected, and also one where you may not have control, which is very common both in the workplace and outside of the workplace. So, here are a couple things I've noticed in working with leaders over the years. When you are in a time of crisis or uncertainty, your body and brain will react, and this is very normal. So, you'll tend to have a sympathetic nervous system response, which is that fight or flight, and you'll also tend to get into problem solving mode. A lot of leaders are leaders just because they are good problem solvers. So, high adrenaline state, problem solving mode, very focused thinking can be helpful. However, it can also lead you to jump to conclusions, which may actually not be helpful. So, one thing I recommend to stay mentally sharp is if it's a true crisis like a life and death in the moment, yes, go ahead with your adrenaline system, go ahead with your quick decision making. But if it is a crisis which maybe is a little more drawn out or you have a little more time to think, try to put yourself in a place and space where your mind is able to get out of that narrow thinking. So, this could be as simple as getting up off your chair and lying down on the floor and looking at things from a different perspective. I know that maybe sounds silly, but I've done it myself and it can be helpful. Or go out on a walk, go to a different room, look at a different part of your wall. I don't know, something to kind of put you in a different space. Then, what I recommend is try to get out of the automatic closed thinking by asking yourself some open ended questions. And I know this can be very hard in the moment, but asking yourself questions like, what is the bigger picture here? What might I be missing? What are my biases? And what are some of my assumptions? And sometimes questions about a little bit more personal, like if I had all the choices in the world, and I had all the courage in the world, what would I do? Or if you find yourself facing one choice, to ask yourself, what are the other options that are not just a yes or a no choice? By doing these kinds of mental exercises, you're cognitively opening your mind and getting out of a fear and scarcity mindset and putting yourself in an open mindset where you can actually get better creative ideas and solutions to the crisis you may be facing. So, again, to recap, when you're in a crisis, something you can't control, if it's truly life or death, you can use those quick snap decisions that rely on your body's adrenaline. But most of us are facing complex questions, need a little more time. Try to put yourself physically in a spot where you're not used to being and give yourself enough time for some open ended questions. Look for more than one option. Ask yourself what you might be missing and ask yourself what are some of your assumptions. I think you'll find if you do this that often the solutions to your problems are right in front of you and they may actually not be as difficult or painful as you might imagine. So, good luck and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.